to Red Collectibles here for an action figure review. Today we are looking at the 2022 Hasbro Marvel Legends Sabretooth, part of the X-Men Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure wave. He comes in a standard Marvel Legends box. The comic book art on both sides and the back is by David Nakayama. Short read-up on the back says, with keen senses, a mutant healing factor, and zero moral restraint, Sabretooth is a dark reflection of his archnemesis, the mutant hero Wolverine. The highlight of this figure is the new head sculpt. It is sculpted really well in terms of details in the face and the hair. The hair has some shading of dark yellow. In terms of his costume, this is supposed to be the first appearance costume. It does match in terms of the colors of the yellow-orange type of costume with some dark brown details. On the back, there is nothing much. And in terms of his feet, he has some sharp nails in colored black. In terms of the furs around his wrist and his lower cap, they are painted dirty white with some bronze lines. His hands are the nice one because of the fingerless glove and black claws. This piece can be removed. It is pegged to the back because there's a hole. In terms of his head, you can remove the head. He has a ball with a hinge for the neck, and removing this piece, we can see how he looks like without that part. So will his neck look long, or would it just be okay? Sabretooth first appeared in Iron Fist number 14, published August 1977. In Canada, he seems to be a leader of a mercenary group hunting down Colleen Wing. Side by side with Sabretooth's first appearance art, it is not 100% accurate. The action figure's elf-like pointed ear does not look comic book accurate at all, because his ears are always covered by his sideburns. In terms of his shoulder and upper torso, it does not feel like Sabretooth. Even in this costume, he is drawn to always have a broad shoulder, making him look larger than a regular sized man. In Uncanny X-Men number 212, published December 1986, this is the first published comic book battle of Wolverine and Sabretooth. Again, here Sabretooth is drawn with broad shoulder and large, muscular upper torso. Though this action figure seemed to be larger than a regular sized action figure, it still doesn't look like Sabretooth. Quick shout out to slideffects for the blood effects. In terms of the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth head sculpt, it does fit in this body, but it's a bit hard to peg it in at first, so you just need to push it a little bit more. It is rather big, but if Sabretooth had a broad or larger shoulder, it might work. But with this very thin, it's not thin, but very average size, it doesn't work. You can remove the ponytail and it does work in some angles, but it's still, the head does look rather large on this particular body. But it does match how he looks like in the box art and in his first appearance, compared to this one, which is nothing like that. So here are the other head sculpts of the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. So here he is besides the Marvel Select Sabretooth. Still, this Marvel Select Sabretooth head sculpt is way better than this new one from Marvel Legends. The Sabretooth action figure does not come with any alternate head or hands. He only comes with the Build-A-Figure pieces. In terms of height, it is 17 centimeters or 6.7 inch tall. According to the info trading card, Victor Creed is 6 feet 6 inches tall, making this action figure just the right size for 1/12 scale. Here are some Marvel Legends size comparison, beginning with Wolverine and Spider-Man. Next up, we have Jubilee and Cyrene. Other figures from this wave, Vulcan and Darwin, Havoc and Maggot. Marvel Select 7-inch scale figures Colossus and Juggernaut. Besides other Sabretooth action figures, the Age of Apocalypse, Sabretooth, Marvel Legends, and the Marvel Select Sabretooth. In terms of articulation, his head can look down, it can look up that far, move from side to side, his arms can extend that far, it can do a full 360 right here, he has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows with some hindrance from his wrist because of this sculpted piece. His wrist can swivel and hinge forward and back. He can crunch forward, crunch backwards that far, and a big gap on the middle. He has a waist swivel. He has an upper thigh swivel here. He has double jointed knees. His feet can hinge forward and back, and he has an ankle rocker. Comic book artists always have their own interpretation of how they draw a character. I believe the sculptor and designer of this action figure was given the same liberties to add something different. However, it does not meet the expectation of the fans, especially on how the character is drawn in the box art. Despite of the exceptional artwork of David Nakayama, key elements shown in the art is absent in the figure. It would be great if Hasbro just provide alternate heads to match the art where these particular characters has an open mouth. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.